Hey guys, so today I wanted to film a makeup video. I thought the best video for me to do would be to show you guys my natural makeup routine. So this is not going to be like overdoing or anything. It's just going to be the look that I do on my face when I want to wear makeup but I don't want to do too much, and I want it to basically still look like my skin, but you know, with the extra little glow to it. So just stay tuned, and I'm going to do a little chit chat, get ready with me type of video while I'm doing my makeup. So let's just get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this NYX setting spray, and I'm just going to spray my face before I even get started because I feel like my face feels not dry, but it just needs to be hydrated a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows off of camera, and I'm gonna come back and we can get started talking and just discussions and things like that. So I'll be back. So I look crazy right now, but just know it's gonna look good at the end. I finished my brows, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this e.l.f. illuminating face prime. Excuse how it looks, it's like messed up and everything and it looks dirty, but it is what it is. I stopped using this for a while because I feel like it was like putting this really weird gray cast on my face, but I want to try it again and see how it works, and maybe I was tripping, I don't know. Most times when people do these chit chats, I know that they just talk about random things or they ask questions for you guys to like answer and stuff, but I just feel like with all of these things that are happening in the world right now, I just kind of want to bring some light and kind of give Black history facts and things like that, and just talk about, you know, what it's like to be Black. And I don't know where I'm gonna start, but I feel like once I start talking about one thing, I'll be able to go from there. So let me think about what I want to talk about first, and then we can continue this conversation with me putting on my face primer. So I guess I can start off by just giving my opinion on how I feel about everything that's happening right now with the COVID-19, from, you know, the riots and the protesting that's happening, and just all of the things that are, I feel like, becoming more recognized, because this stuff has been happening for generations and generations, especially to, you know, Black people. This is something that we've had to deal with since we were born, but I feel like more people are just becoming more aware about it now. This stuff has been happening to us since, you know, we were little kids. It's just, I feel like more people are becoming aware about it, and it's crazy that it had to take this long for people to become aware of what's happening to other people. But I mean, I'm happy that it's happening now, and I think that this is the time where we all just need to get together and pray, and, you know, pray that, you know, God will change people's hearts, because I really think that that's the only true way that we will have long-term change. Because with all of these things happening, we're not fighting with humans, we're fighting with demons and things like that. And if you guys know about that stuff, then you know this is a battle that we cannot defeat on our own. So that's how I feel about all of this. I'm so happy that I'm seeing a lot of more people protesting and fighting for what they believe in, and I think that it says a lot, especially with this COVID crisis, saying, you know, people are going out and literally risking their lives to fight for justice, because it's like, let's be real, racism was killing us way before COVID was. So I think that that's a really great thing that people are doing. I feel like my lips are super dry, so normally I wait till the end, but we're gonna just use this now. This is Black Radiance. I highly recommend because it is Black owned, and this is it's called Beyond a Pout. I don't know if you guys can see this, maybe, yeah. And it's basically an oil primer. So you can use it as a lip gloss, but it's an oil primer, and I think you just use it on your lips as a base before you put other colors. It smells so good. I love smelling it before I apply it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dewy look. It's I think it's just a Fit Me foundation, and I don't use it as foundation. You can clearly tell this is not going to work on my skin. I use it for concealer, and I like to conceal. Sometimes I color correct, but I'm not going to do that today because it's a natural look. I like to conceal before putting on foundation sometimes, but I'm only going to do it in my laughing crease lines because I don't want them to show under my makeup, and I'm going to do it to make a outline right there. So yeah. But what I've noticed is that what I feel like is so different about this movement and what's happening currently is that I don't think it's gonna let up, and I pray that it doesn't let up, because as soon as you guys let up, it's gonna make everybody that's in the wrong think that they can continue to treat us the way they've been treating us, and it's not okay, it's not good, and we need to put an end to that. And I've always been super bold about how I feel about certain things, and this is one thing that I've always felt like I'm passionate about Black history. I mean, I'm Black, so it makes sense that I'm looking for my brush that I just had. It makes sense that I'm super passionate, obviously, because I'm a Black woman, but that's actually what I want to go into for my field. So I study business management and pre-law, and I want to be an attorney, and I want to be a human rights attorney. And I'm literally so inspired by Bryan Stevenson, and if you guys do not know who he is, please go watch, go look him up, learn about him, learn about what he started. And they even have a movie out called Just Mercy, where Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx are like the two main big characters in the movie, and it's based on a true story based on Bryan Stevenson. So I definitely recommend watching that if you guys want to truly like get a good concept or understanding of what Bryan Stevenson did for the Black community and how he continues to do things. He is so inspiring, and I want to possibly work with him in the future. I believe in manifestation so intently, so I'm saying that on the atmosphere now. I will work with Bryan Stevenson in the future. I'm not saying I might, I will work with him in the future. So I've never been afraid. By the way, sorry if you guys hear something in the background. Every time I start recording, people start mowing lawns, people start doing some crazy stuff, so I can't catch a break, sorry. But yeah, I am so passionate about Black history, and I mainly study about mass incarceration and things like that, because like I said, Bryan Stevenson is one of my biggest role models, and so I definitely want to go into that field, and so I do a lot of research on those type of things. But I just think it's crazy because people really, and I've been having conversations with people because, you know, I am friends with a lot of different races, a lot of different ethnicities, and so with that, sometimes people really don't understand how you feel or what you're going through, because they've never been through it. They've never had to experience racism, or they've never been discriminated upon, so they don't know what it feels like to be discriminated upon. So sometimes I do have to educate people, but honestly, it gets so tiring because it's like, I had to learn about my own history, so why can't you do the same? My high school history lessons, history classes, they don't teach you about true history. They leave a lot of information out, and some of it's even complete lies. So, to fit the white narrative, and that's a whole nother topic. I'm using, oh, I never told you guys what I was using. I gotta close it. This is another Maybelline Fit Me. It's a loosing finishing powder in 40 Dark. I use it because under my foundation, because I like using darker powder for my laughing lines, because I just noticed that it helps cover them up better than just using a lighter setting powder right there, because then you can just see it more. But this like does a good job of like kind of camouflaging the crease lines, so that's why I use this. Constantly explain yourself to other people and why you feel some type of way. And I've learned that if you tell somebody some experience that you've gone through and the first thing they want to do is talk about why you're wrong or make excuses for what happened to you, just know that you just need to stop talking to that person, and you don't need to explain yourself anymore, because that person does not want to hear your answers. They don't want to hear your story or your experiences. They just want to automatically think that you're in the wrong, because they don't want to understand. They don't want to try to understand. They just want to stay in their false reality of life and what they think is true. So I just let those people stay ignorant, and I pray for them, because those type of people cannot be educated. They have to, the only way is if God changes their hearts. I just recently, I'm not gonna like say what school I go to or anything like that, but I just recently talked about a racist experience that I have personally dealt with, being at a majority white university. When I tell you, I got so much support, which I was super grateful for, but there were some people really so ignorant that just go under my experience and want to attack me and call me names and all this type of stuff. And it's like, so that's your first reaction to somebody telling their experience and their story. You just want to bash them. You want to tell them why they're wrong. And it's like, the fact is that's their experience, that's their story. You've never been through that, because you're grateful you have privilege. So how about you just hear me out? Understand that this is not just me. Multiple hundreds, thousands of African Americans go through the same story, and I know it because people were in my comments saying that they go through the same things. And although you may not see it because you are blinded by a false reality, it's very evident and it's very clear to others. So if you don't want to support me, if you don't want to understand where I'm coming from, great, you don't have to, but just don't comment. I just think it's crazy how people want to try to play victim, or they want to automatically make you look like the bad guy when all you were doing was telling your own experience. People need to stop doing that. If you cannot relate because you've never been through it, don't automatically bash somebody's experience or say that they're lying or they're wrong, when in all actuality they're very much telling the truth, but you don't want to believe it because you don't want to hear the truth. It's that simple. And that just made me think about another topic I want to talk about. I don't know how people are going to feel about this, but I'm going to say it because I say how I feel. This is the foundation I use. It's MAC, and it's Matchmaster SPF 15 foundation, and I don't know the shade because it is, part of it is like, you know, gone, so I don't know. But I'm gonna mix this MAC foundation with the concealer that I just used to get my shade. I don't know how people are going to react to this conversation, but I think it's a very necessary conversation to have, so I'm gonna have it. And I'm not going to filter myself. I mean, there's not much to filter myself about anyways, but I want to talk about this PWI versus HBCU conversation because I hear it every year, but I've been hearing it a lot more often lately because of everything that's happening. And I just want to give my intake on what I think about the PWI versus the HBCU conversation. I first want to start by giving my experience at PWIs. So, and why I chose to go to one. I personally chose to go to a PWI because it gave me the most money. That's the first thing. I chose my school because I got the most money at the school. That was the main reason why I chose to go to the school that I went to. Another reason I chose to go there is because I personally like the program that I'm in. When I was a junior, I went on multiple college tours, and I didn't like any college that I was going to. I'm very picky, and I personally never knew what college I wanted to go to until the last minute, because I was just not interested in impressed with any college, to be real. I don't know what it was, I just wasn't impressed. And so it was really just up to what school paid me the most money, and that's where I was gonna go, and I was gonna call it a day. But then I got invited into 2 different programs at the school that I go to now, and both of these programs was in the department of the study that I'm in. And basically, long story short, I was super impressed by the department, and I loved the people that worked there, and I had a great time. And so I mainly went to this school also because I like the department of my major. I stepped into a lot of great schools, but I picked this school because I felt the most connected to the program. And so that's the second reason why I picked it. So obviously the first one was money, and then the second one was the program, the major that I'm in. I love the department, and I just thought that it's just a really good decision for me to do. To clarify something as well before giving my intake on HBCUs. So I always hear this argument that I hear a lot of people saying, oh, you chose to go to that school, so you have to deal with that. You didn't think that stuff was gonna happen. That's your fault. I hear people say that all the time, and I just want to say one thing about that. When I first applied to this school and accepted this school, I 100% knew what I was getting myself into. I will say that I knew that I was going to deal with racism. I mean, it's a majority white university. I knew I was going to deal with racism. I've had people that go to the school tell me about the racism that happens, so I knew it was going to happen. That's inevitable anywhere you go, so I just want to make that clear. I knew this was going to happen, but I'm not going to let that stop me from getting an education, because guess what? People before me, my ancestors, fought for me to be able to go to that school. And it's to me, that makes me so much more happy. The fact that I know my ancestors fought for me to be able to go to a school that is integrated. I just feel so much more confident walking on campus, knowing that I am here and I deserve to be here just like anybody else. Okay, so I just wish people would stop saying that, because it's yes, I do know what I got myself into, but I didn't choose the school because it was mainly white people. I chose the school because it fit for what I'm trying to do with my life, and it's okay. I also want to say that there are some people that I know personally that don't know that they're going to experience racism on the campus, for the simple fact that a lot of athletes that go there, they don't get normal tours that we get. They get tours of their locker rooms and things like that, so they don't really know much about the university. They don't know the traditions that are around the universities. So obviously, if they're going there as an athlete, they're not really going to be informed on the background behind the school necessarily. They're going because they're playing sports there, and they're trying to make a name for themselves, which is completely understandable. I just wish that people would stop bashing other Black people. I guess that's what I'm saying. I have no problem with anybody that goes to an HBCU, and I feel like people think that we do, but we really don't. I'm proud of anybody any black person that gets an education. I think that in itself is just something to be proud of, you know? It doesn't matter what school you go to. The fact is you're getting an education and you're gonna be boss. So in whatever you decide to do. So I wish people would just stop bringing this, you know, hate narrative on why some black people decide to go to PWIs. Like, it's just what I decided to do, and that should be completely fine, because the truth of it all, guys, is it's our business. It's my business on what school I want to go to, just like it's your business on why you decided to go to the school that you went to. So how about we just all just be happy for everybody, and if you're not, just keep it to yourself, because guess what, it's not your business. It's great, I am so happy for you that you went to the school that you wanted to go to, but guess what, I went to the school that I wanted to go to, and I should be able to be happy about that. People make it seem like because we chose to go there, we don't have a right to complain or speak out about what's happening. And it's like, no, actual change happens when you speak out. If all of us just went to HBCUs, understand, guys, that no change would happen, because these people would be able to continue to live in their false reality. They would be allowed to continue to treat people the way they've been treating people, because nobody's checking them. And I think that by us going to this school, we are making change. We are making improvements on the campus that would not have happened if we hadn't spoken out about what's been happening to us. So I just want you guys to know that everybody's journey is different. Path is going to be different. So your path may be to go to an HBCU, and I salute you. I am so happy for you, and I hope you do so successful in life and whatever you decide to do. But just know that that's not everybody's path, and that's okay. You have to stop pushing your wants and your desires onto other people. And it just makes me mad, because it's like, most of these people that have something to say about what I chose to do don't know me at all. And it's like, can you just be happy for people? Because the truth of it all is we're all getting an education, and that's what really matters. I think HBCUs are great, and I think that if somebody wants to go to one, then they should go to one. But can we just stop the bashing if somebody doesn't want to go to one? That's all I'm saying. Since some people may feel a certain type of way about PWIs, and if you feel that type of way, then just don't go to one. But if I want to go to one, don't bash me because I'm going to one, you know? I've had racist experiences, but I've also had great experiences because of the people that I've met, the community there, you know? There's so much, there's a big black community at the school that I go to, and it's amazing. It's like, basically what I'm saying is, can we just love each other? Can we just support each other? And just in this PWI versus HBCU argument to begin with, it's just annoying. It's so annoying seeing this argument. It's like, we are black people going to college. Let's be happy for each other. Let's be happy for each other. I just wanted to say that so bad, because I am just so very, very sick and tired of seeing this narrative. I'm putting concealer on right now, by the way. The same one I used at the beginning. And that I feel really needs to be talked about. And I'm super excited because I'm starting my own org on my campus, and it's super exciting because you guys are going to know about it once I get it started. I always believe you should never, tell your business until it's actually, done and set and in place. So I'm super excited. I cannot wait to announce it because it's going to play a part in my channel. And so I'm super excited about it. I'm still getting the works and everything in place for it, but I am very excited to embark on this new journey of my org that I'm creating. I think it's just gonna make a huge impact and a huge difference, and I hope that other people are inspired by it and start one on their campus. So stay tuned for that. So I think I want to talk about one of my favorite intellectual, wise Black activist, James Baldwin. He is literally one of the most intellectual human beings that I think ever existed. And that's my opinion, obviously, but he is just so inspiring. I read his books and I just watch his interviews all the time. I watch all his documentaries. I literally am inspired by this man. And if you do not know who he is a very, very, very intelligent, intellectual, and wise author. He's not alive anymore, sadly. He died a while back. He was alive during, I don't know the exact year, so I'm not going to tell you, but he was really good friends with Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., and Medgar Evers. It's a whole documentary out about James Baldwin and the books that he never got to finish because he died before he could finish them. But he was a gay Black male in American society, so you can imagine how hard that was for him. There was a lot of people that didn't agree with his political views, but he is so woke, he is so wise, and I think that even to this day, he says things in a way that I think he can only say, and he puts it in a way that makes so much sense. I recommend reading his books. I'm currently reading The Fire Next Time Again. I love that book. It's my favorite book by James Baldwin. I just think every time I learn more about him, every time I hear him speak, I learn more and more, and I become more and more wise. So he's definitely my favorite intellect. I am just such a fan. If you guys want to see me do videos specifically towards Black history, I can tell you I can make videos about mass incarceration. I can make videos about why private prisons are so bad. I can make all types of videos because I love it. I'm so passionate about it, and it's something that I think needs to get out there, you know? So if you guys want me to do more videos about it, or opinions about things like, you know, this conversations like I had with the PWI versus HBCU, let me know. I'm sorry, I'm not even telling you guys what I'm doing. I just set my face with this luxury baking powder by Revolution. I don't want to pick it up because it's messy. I am starting something, and I'm not going to say exactly what it is because, like I said, you don't announce anything until it's complete and set in place, and you know that it's going to happen. Do not say anything until you have it done, okay? And it's like done to the point where you release whatever it is you're trying to announce, right? So I'm only doing this because I actually need questions. I just want to know, what is your guys like favorite, you know, civil rights activists, your favorite quotes from Black leaders, your favorite movies, your favorite sayings, whatever, leave in the comments below. I'm just curious, honestly. I'm not gonna tell you guys why I'm asking until, you know, I tell you guys what I'm asking. So I need to hurry up and finish my makeup. So I'm just gonna, the rest of this video will be kind of sped up. And all I'm doing left before I speed the video up, I'm just gonna be doing my contouring. That's the last thing I do in my natural routine. I'm gonna contour, I'm gonna wear my eyeliner, I'm gonna put on my mascaras, my brow gel, blush, and I'm going to set my face. So let's just speed this process up. So my camera's about to die, but this is the final look. Super natural. If you guys want to see another Chit Chat Get Ready With Me video, Black History video, whatever video, just let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.